some days ago I made a post on the Instagram of Sacred Self School to promote a course that started today. And I used a couple of postures, 3 postures, that are not part of my practice anymore. And they used to be part of my practice. I stopped practicing postures that are acrobatic or super complex in a biomechanical way. And I'm just practicing what I feel that is really adding health in all dimensions of existence to my life. I started to question about why I was practicing these type of postures or these type of sequences or this type of dynamics in the sequences. And I started to understand that there is this very, very strong and rooted belief inside of us that drives us, not consciously, we don't even see it, towards a chase of looking in a specific way. And that could be perhaps fulfilling a role, fulfilling how do I look inside of a posture, fulfilling all the accessories that I use in my practice, but especially the body. And there is this belief that health is looking good, which at some level they are interconnected. Of course, if I am healthy, my whole body will reflect that health. But looking good is one thing for the society, and another thing is to reflect that health and in a healthy way. Because we live in a culture in which we have learned what is beauty based on Photoshop bodies in magazines and Instagram nowadays, and specific features, specific bodies, specific accessories that we use that make us feel and look more or less pretty, right? So what does all of this has to do with asana practice? Well, it is actually very, very related, because it happens that the modern practice of postural yoga is a type of practice that enables us to have a body that is more fit under the conventional concept of fitness that the society, the mother culture has provided us. Right? So yes, it is very related, because unconsciously we start to feel like how our arms look strong and our legs look like strong, and we can see our muscles, and in our belly suddenly we see less fat and we see like more lines, and we start to love it, but we don't know why do we love to see all these things in our bodies? It's like, do these things really reflect health? Do you think that having muscles that are more defined is really related to how healthy you are? The truth is that it's really not completely a reflection. For instance, women, we are supposed to have fat, and we are supposed to have fat in our bellies, at least a little bit. It's part of our nature, it's part of our biology. We need it, we need the fat. And yes, it's like there is so many different types of bodies, and we are very driven by this desire and this pleasure that we get from seeing the results in our bodies when we start doing practices that are very, very strong, including yoga practices. And this is also very related with the practice of advanced postures, because it's the same. Is where is it coming from? Maybe it's not coming from a place of I want to look with a body like this or like that, but it's coming from a place, maybe it's coming from a place in which I want to fulfill a role that I have built inside of me based on what I've seen in social media, in magazines, and videos in YouTube, etc., of what a yogic body looks like, right? And then I just want to look like that. Maybe consciously, again, we don't see it, but under the surface, that desire is there. And that's why when finally I can do that posture that I have been craving so much, it's like I feel so good, right? But this is a very ephemeral happiness. It's a very ephemeral feeling of satisfaction. Well, and this also raises the question of then what is a healthy body for me? Well, a healthy body for me is a body that can move freely, yeah, that I can go to the mountain, go to the river, climb stairs, reach things high, reach things on the floor, fall forward, twist my body, dance without feeling pain. Is a body in which the digestion happens in a good way. Is a body that has not chronic muscular pains, right? And I can breathe properly, I can relax, and I can have a proper rest because my nervous system is in a good balance. And I have a good cycle of my moon. And yeah, and there's so many other things that are related with health that are not measured by how my body looks outside. And of course, it's like if I can move, well, I'm not gonna be perhaps like over my weight, right? But my weight is not defined by a scale or a parameter that has been set up by someone else. My weight is defined by how good I feel. My weight is defined by how good I can move, how freely I can move, and how strong I feel to do all the things that I do in life. Not by the capacity of staying for 5 minutes in a handstand, or for the capacity of putting my leg behind the head and drinking coffee in that posture. Well, pretty much, I just realized that I didn't need to be fit in this convention, in this social convention of fitness, you know? I have my own concept of fitness and my own concept of health. And really, my concept of health, which is the base of what I share in my programs and in my workshops, etc., is based on a general well-being, is based on really feeling good. It's like if my practice makes me feel anxious, if I feel during the day anxious, if I feel angry, if I feel any pain in my body, if I feel something in my stomach, if I feel any unbalance, anything that is not harmonious, whether it is in my body or in my systems, in my brain, in my mind, then I have to ask what is that I am doing with my body, what is that I am eating, what is that I am thinking, right? And well, it's not just the asana practice, it's not just what you do with your body, it's a lot of things, as I just mentioned, but the asana practice does impact the way you feel. Like an asana practice that is not properly slowed down, that is not properly rooted back to the ground again, may leave you during the day with a feeling of anxiety or acceleration or stress, or feeling like with the nervous system very, very sensitive. Or it can leave you with a pain in the body, and perhaps you don't realize that this pain is coming from your practice because you didn't feel it during the practice. But the thing is that your practice should actually help you to reduce and reduce and reduce until eliminating these pains in the body that come from very not healthy postural habits that we have carried with us for years and years and years. So I find it pretty interesting how we are constantly pulled towards doing things that make our bodies look prettier, and that force is stronger sometimes than the actual inspiration to be healthy or healthier. And really, I pay a lot of attention to those forces inside of me, and really like try to bring consciousness when I feel one of these forces like trying to take control of me. and that's why I decided to not practice this type of postures anymore, like Ekapada Shirshasana or Chakorasana, all the postures of the leg behind the head, all these like strong arm balances and very strong back bends, at least strong for my body. And if I try them, they are still there because there is some space that has been built, but for some reason I don't feel like they are really adding anything to my health. Like I feel like I get way more like medicine from doing a very, very aligned and conscious Urdhva Dhanurasana than by doing a Kapotasana, right? Which is a very, very deep back bend. And I actually feel like all the energetic release. I feel all the ascension of energy that I feel when I do a Kapotasana in Urdhva Dhanurasana. I feel my body, my mind present in my body. And I still have the opportunity to connect with my heart chakra, with Anahata chakra, and explore the fear, explore the insecurities, and explore all these energies that need to be released. And through these type of postures, they start to be moved. So I want to share this with you. Perhaps this resonates with you. And I would like to invite you to start observing, like, from where is your practice coming from? What is that you are really trying to achieve, not just in a conscious way, but what is in your subconscious? What is hidden underneath the surface that is motivating you to practice? Are you really just trying to look on a specific way? Maybe it's a combination. Most of the times it is. It's a combination of the subconscious and the consciousness. But it's very nice practice to bring consciousness to the subconscious. It's part of the process of awakening, and we do it pretty much every day. I was coming like with all this sharing today because I was very not surprised, but it was actually a confirmation that we are very, very driven by the eyes. When I made this post of the leg behind the head for Sacred Self, it moved a lot. Like, people get attracted to it. And I consciously did it like that because I wanted to capture the attention of people who could be potentially interested in working their practice, but from a different perspective. I know that the subconscious is still craving for these things. And I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Like, do you feel attracted to these type of postures when you see them? Why? Yeah, they are very beautiful. I find them beautiful, but I also find beautiful Utthita Trikonasana. I also find beautiful Utthita Hasta Padangustasana. Really, I find beautiful a posture of meditation in Siddhasana, Padmasana, in nature. So, but this is because I have been paying attention and I have been understanding from where this cravings come from. And yeah, in this practice of letting go of these postures that I felt that were not adding any additional value than postures that are less complex, has been really, really beneficial for me. I'm not inviting you to do the same. I'm inviting you to observe. I'm inviting you to question and to explore a little bit your subconscious and understanding where is your practice coming from. We can do this exercise with anything we do in life, of course, but in this specific case, I'm inviting you to do this exercise with your practice and understanding what is driving you, what are your desires under the surface, the ones that you don't see, and if you really want to be driven by them. So thank you for listening, and I'll be sharing more of my experience and my path and my perspectives in future videos. Namaste.